And here's a lesson for all artists: find out who you are and what you want to say as fast as possible. And what I mean by that is that once you find out who you are and what you want to be, everything else comes easy. Her being herself makes this album so great. Her being so personable makes this album so great. Her pain makes this album so great. It makes it something relatable. It makes something that the women can grasp to and relate to and just feel not alone. What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review, where today I'm going to be reviewing Summer Walker's new album, Still Over It. My first thoughts on the album is that it's fucking beautiful. It's fucking amazing. I'm not like the biggest Summer Walker fan. I came in contact with her music. I said like she was an alien. I came in contact with her music. A lot of my women coworkers played her first album, Over It, so much at work that like I had no choice but to listen to it. But I was happy with what I heard. Like it wasn't one of those forced type of listen to things. But this album, as I can finally, this is the first one I'm sitting down with and taking in and just appreciating fully. But like I said, it's freaking amazing. I have to say that the women this year have pretty much had most of my favorite albums this year have come from women, from the R&B field, rather it's rapping as well. But my favorite albums this year has come from women. I'm just happy that the women are just shining right now with the music, bro. And I know she's gonna have a great first week sales, one of the biggest women R&B releases this year. So, question: is she like the she holds the crown for Queen of R&B right now? I would assume, because the women and everyone's coming out to support her in flocks. Like, I haven't heard one bad thing about it yet. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm going to run through the tracks, let you know some of the things I love, some of the things I didn't so much love, and just give my overall take on the album. So without further ado, let's get into it. I know all the drama and stuff that surrounds, I would say, this album and her with London, but I'm not going to get into that. My show's not about that. It's strictly about the music. If it comes up in the music, I'll talk about it. But the first record on here, Bitter, before I just go into it flat out, I love starting with Bitter. I love how the album tells a story. And that's something we don't get a lot now at all. The women nowadays, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about the two sexes, but it seems like the women in R&B today and even in rap, they have a story. They have something that they have to get off their chest. It's something that they was thinking about, which makes the art more... it gives more fat to the album. Like it makes a great album because there's some soul there. The male counterparts, on the other hand, is still the same old bitches, money, drugs, competition, I'm the man, ego. Like it's all those things. So when you start an album with Bitter, and I'll get back to it, to start the album with Bitter and you start the story of she's talking to London's, I would assume one of his baby mothers, and Bitter, mad at me, mad at my nigga. And I love how she had Cardi on it at the end just to have, it made it feel like a big sister kind of thing. Like big sis, I'm not sure if women had that, you know how men say big bro, that's my bro. Like it gave off a big sis kind of vibe. Like, I see what you're going through. I'm not sure if the rumors are true. I don't care if the rumors are true. Here's my advice to you. This is what you should do. Take that pain and take all that hate that these bitches giving you and put it into your art and make some money off their negative energy. And I love that, you know? She was sending mad shots, bro. She was talking about like her being on section, the baby mother being on Section 8, her mother, how she's a bad mother herself, not Summer, but the baby mom, London's other baby mother. And it's just like, oh shit. And one thing I really love that made me a fan of Summer Walker after this is her pen game. Her pen game is so dope. And looking at the credits and seeing that she wrote a bulk of it, they brought Sean Garrett in to help with certain things, certain like I would assume vocal arrangements and vocal performance, because he is a god of that as far as writing. And if you don't know who Sean Garrett is, look up the credits. But I love this that she started with Bitter, because it started the story off. It made it seem like, in a way, she was naive at the beginning of it all. Like, listen to it. Like, she's naive. She's pointing the finger at the other girl. Like, you don't, you know what I mean? Like, I got him. You don't. Like, play your role. Now I'll play mine's kind of thing. And it made me realize that more when I looked at X for a Reason. And I'll be truthfully honest, when I first heard that song, this is what I'm making a vow to myself to stop listening to singles because I didn't like this song. I'm be truthfully honest with you. It has that boy you should know that vibe to it, but a little slower, I think. And it feel right. But coming after Bitter, it makes all the sense in the world. Like it totally makes sense, and I found myself liking that song even more. They got my girl JT on there, but in the album sequence, it made so much sense. And I believe, what's his name, Justice, the person who record label she signed to, was talking about it'll all make sense once the album come out, and it totally makes sense. I love that song now. Oh, okay, I'll take it back. I don't love it, but I do. I do and find myself enjoying that song a little bit more within the album sequence. Oh my gosh, No Love with SZA, bro. Yo, SZA has been bodying her guest verses all year. I can't wait. Where the fuck is the album? We need SZA to top off this cake of R&B women who's just been dominant. I'm pretty sure it's not coming this year, but early 2022, I need the album SZA because what you did on here was fucking amazing. Summer did her thing too, but the standout to me was SZA. And it's funny that it went from Bitter, X, and then went into No Love. Like, if we got back together, all I want to do is smoke and get drunk. Fuck. Like, like how we get here so fast? But anyway, SZA said some line in there. She said, well, first she said, you know, she got that designer pussy, and that's probably my favorite bar in it. But she also said, all I'm trying to see is your credit card. Swipe it up for me. Give me what I want. I don't need. Just CC me. Just VV me. Just that dick when I call. No more feelings involved. Like, I was like, oh, but the way that she said, just CC me. Just VV me. I was like, oh, shit, there's a flaw. Like, that shit got me on guard. I rewinded her verse back so many times. It was just dope. I love that. Throw It Away is cool. Reciprocate is cool. Just those records to show, like, you know, I don't want to throw it all away. But you kind of forcing my hand, and the love that I'm giving is not reciprocated. So, like, we need to come to some agreement tonight. Like, that's what I got from those records. Like, because you can tell she's in love. Like, it's the father of her child. She don't want to leave the father or a child, and, you know, just for the kid's sake and her own sake, you know what I mean? Like, we established this life together. She said in the line, like, in the next song, You Don't Know Me, which is probably my favorite record on the album, just, it's so pure. And in the pre-chorus, she says, it's been 2 years, we got some kids, we've been through hella shit, traveled the world, ran out the bag, we done it all, and it's sad that you don't know me. I was like, ooh. That shit hit my heart, bro. Like, we did all this shit, and it's sad that you don't know me. And she didn't even say it like in a begging kind of way. It was more like, it was so disappointing. Like, her vocal performance showed that it was she was so disappointed. Like, we did all this stuff, and yet you still don't know me. Psh. Circus. What she say on there? Something like, said, just a fatal attraction got my heart doing gymnastics. I never felt this magic. The sheets pulled like magnets. I was like, whoa, she's spitting. Like, do you hear some of the lines, how she was curving her flows? That was the shit that was catching me off guard and making me appreciative, because, all right, we all can sing love, sad, whatever songs. We can sing upbeat songs. We can do whatever. But it's the how you doing it and what story you telling it. That's the thing that gets me. How you doing it and what story you're telling. I think she got thumbs up in both categories. Insane is dope, too. I love the vibe of Insane. It has, like, this... I love the percussion on there. I just love the vibe of it and how she's, God bless me. Like, all this shit I'm going through. God help me. Like, I just love that shit. Like, the vulnerability, the honesty. Like, I'm going through it, and I still might go back. I'm going through it. And she has another line in there. She says, because you claim you see things when you're on DMT, but I've seen the same things before I go to sleep. And I was like, damn, she's not holding back any cards. And I saw an interview with Sean Garrett where he was speaking about how the execs they try to blow him off. Like, they try to make the situation bad. Like, you ain't gonna like her, blah, blah, blah. And this is her label. But him saying, like, she only writes when she wants to. She only does things when she wants to musically. And that makes it dope to me, because when you do that, it's a thing with chasing inspiration and let inspiration come to you that I live by. And when we get those artists who just do it when they want to, we get the best work. Constant Bullshit's okay. I have nothing really bad to say about it. Not one of the ones that I would, like, go back to. Switch a nigga out as well as two of those. I'm like, I'm cool without. Unloyal with Ari. Sheesh. That shit was crazy. Ari said some. Ari's been on a feature run too. Even with the Jasmine Sullivan shit that I love this year. But she said some shit on here. Something about your Bow Wow do rag. Bow Wow do rag still outside with your doggy bag or some shit like that. And then the second verse, I love how her flow in that again, how she says, "Boy, you funny, got my own money." I love that part. Like just that. It's playful, but it's catchy, it's memorable, and yeah, it's been in my head since I listened to it. Closure's dope too. There's so many good records on here. That hook when she says, "Every time I need closure, I just get closer." I'm pretty sure anyone who has been in a relationship can relate to that, especially the women put up with a lot of shit, bro. They just put up with a lot of shit, especially when a baby's involved. It's tough because you don't want to throw that shit away, man. Like you don't want to sacrifice your family, but you also want to sacrifice your happiness. Toxic, it's cool. I like Lil Durk. Kinda threw me off, but his verse was kinda okay, if that makes sense. Like I'm kinda like with his verse, but it's cool. That right there is a record that I don't know what the fuck to feel about it. Cause at some point I don't like it, but then it does have a bop to it, and I do understand it in the sequence of the album is that I feel like it's that song that like, all right, fuck that nigga, I'm about to get back out there and I'm about to make the world remember who the fuck I was. Cause even she's talking to like some girls like, you better get your nigga type shit, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it, but I'm still not sure how I feel about the song. I do think it's one of the least. It throws me off. I'll just say that. Screwing with Omarion, I guess you needed the sex song on here. Broken Promises. Some songs I feel like, this is one of my gripes. I feel like when we get these long stretch out album 20 songs, I feel like you can't help but repeat some of the things that you already said. It's just in a different form. So Broken Promises, I feel like we heard that already. Session 33 is another one of my favorite records on here. And she going straight at him, bro. Like she didn't hold. One thing I do love about that album, she didn't hold back any punches, any knives, any bullets. She let him have it. Everything I could imagine she felt, I heard in this record. Full Baby Mama Prelude with Sean Garrett, I thought that was cool just to have that guy. It was dope to have the guy coming in and sing like the guy she's been talking about the whole album. And she also said, one thing I forgot, she also said that London didn't have shit to do with none of the records that he produced. I thought that was a real good shot. And then Full Baby Mama is another one of my favorites too. It's just a great way to close out the album song-wise. That was dope. She went straight at him, his mom. She was just going crazy. I'll save some of those lines for my best line, but she was going crazy on that record. And then it's kind of a self-reflective song too. It's like, damn, I'm your fourth baby mother. Like it's a lot. It's a lot tied up in that. Let me get into my best songs though. I'll go with Fourth Baby Mama, 33rd Session, and You Don't Know Me. Worst song, that right there. Best line, she said, I want to start with your mama. She should have whipped your ass. You know you ain't shit, but she don't care because you lit. Paying for trips, cars, bags. Bought that crib. But she ain't never call you out because she liked the way you live. Sheesh. How you gonna send shots at your child's grandmother like that? But my other one I really love from that song, she was like, damn, I ain't know niggas be out here trapping bitches. Never took me nowhere lavish till you seen Drake hop on the track with it. If you ask me, you was acting whole time just acting. You ain't give a fuck about me, you was just trying to cash in. Only buy me nice shit, big dates just for the Instagram flashing. Trying to get your likes up, I know you're a clout addict. Gotta let these niggas know that you have it. She went smack at him, and that's why it's my favorite line. As far as a rating, fucks given for this album, I'm gonna give it a strong 4 out of 5. But let's wrap this up though. In closing, when it comes to Summer Walker, Still Over It, like I said this whole time, I love this album. I think the women are just crushing it, especially in the R&B category this year. I feel like for her to get this personal and to be this vulnerable and just, I mean, so personal and vulnerable that she said his name, like, London, you fucking this bitch? Like she, and here's a lesson for all artists. Find out who you are and what you want to say as fast as possible. And what I mean by that is that once you find out who you are and what you want to be, everything else comes easy. Her being herself makes this album so great. Her being so personable makes this album so great. Her pain makes this album so great. It makes it something relatable. It makes something that the women can grasp to and relate to and just feel not alone. So that's what I loved about this album, and it's gonna make my top. Once I do my list for my top album this year, it's gonna make it just by the hair of his chinny chin. Because the year's almost over. But let me know what some of your favorite records on here. Let me know which album you prefer better, this one or Over It. I know it's still early, no pun intended. But let me know what some of your favorite records on here. And man, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you made it this far. Please, Jesus, let me come up in the algorithms a little bit. Every like helps. But as always, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.